Hey everyone and welcome. I am SailorDrew and I recently went through a little bit of a rebrand. I changed my outfit to be a little bit more comfy and laid back, which I think fits my personality and who I am way better. So I needed to change the beginning intro to all of my videos to match the new branding. And if you want to know how I use my episode template, how I set it up, all of my tips and tricks with how I edit in Wondershare Filmora, please check out my really in-depth video tutorial because I show you basically how to animate and how I do the things that I do and why I do them. But I upload all of my graphics into Canva, and this is how I make pretty much like all of my branding and everything. So I'll draw it outside and then I'll import it into there. Like the SailorDrew logo, like that's my actual handwriting. But I'm sitting here experimenting with the animation to find one that I want. I want something that's a little bit more fun because I try to be humorous and fun in all of my videos. I always try to interject humor whenever I see the opportunity to do so. So the pop wiggle thing I think looks really good. I'm downloading this in a MP4 video so that way I can put it into Wondershare Filmora. If you download it as anything else, it'll just be kind of like a screenshot. It'll just be a flat image rather than a video animated everything. I had to delete the start text because when you do an animation and download it as a video, it will animate every single element that you have on here, which I do want all of my elements to be separate. So I do like that, but I wanted the start to have like this kind of block start animation. So I animate that separately and then download that page as a video. So that way I can sit here and kind of put them together. So my whole goal is to kind of still make it look like maybe you're firing up an indie game yourself and playing along with me, is essentially kind of what I'm going for. And because I want it to look like a little bit of a video game, I still want that flashing start text when you click it to still happen. So basically what I've done is I'm sitting here changing the colors to be like a darker color purple, a lighter purple, and then different colors to give us a little bit of that kind of like flashing animation, which we're going to basically do by hand. And I'm downloading these as ping files because I just need them to be images and not animated. I went ahead and uploaded all of these into a new file in Wondershare Filmora so that way I can sit here and basically keep this file. If I ever need to make any changes or anything like that, I can come in here and make these tweaks. Or if I need to change any of the branding or anything like that, I can keep all of the hard work that I'm going to do with the animation for the mouse clicker, like the little mouse arrow, because that takes a little bit of time and finesse, and I just want to save future me as much time and pain and everything as much as possible. But so far, I mean, I really love the animation that I've got going on and all of my branding, so hopefully I won't have to change anything anytime soon. Here I'm just basically kind of figuring out where I need to cut off the beginnings and endings of both videos. So I just want the start animation. That's all I need. I'll be able to make a screenshot and tack it on to the end because I want to have as much control over the length of my intro as possible. And I need to just kind of like get exactly what I need from each little bit that I'm going to put in here and nothing else. Best practices are that your intro is 3 seconds or less. I see a lot of people make this mistake where their intro is 15 seconds or longer. And think about that. 15 seconds is the average length of a TikTok, right? That is way too long. People will click off your video. They'll also click off of it if your intro music is way too loud. So a lot of people will sit there and spend so much time editing their video together, but they actually won't sit there and figure out how to edit the sound on their intro, and it's a little bit unfortunate. So I'm definitely somebody who I try to be a lot patient, like a lot more patient with people that I see that are just starting out and stuff, but it's really frustrating and it's just a little bit sad whenever I see people who have, you know, tons and tons of videos and they still haven't figured out how to do an intro that is very short and concise and doesn't like blow out your speakers when then like the rest of the video is like a completely different volume. So it's a bit unfortunate. So I'll try to be patient whenever I'm watching videos, but even I have my line in the sand where if it's too long, too obnoxious, just really redundant and just gives like too much information when we don't really need that much information, I will also click off. So it just takes practice. Hopefully this tutorial will help somebody out there who needs to do a new intro. But here I'm changing the speed of the mouse click GIF that I downloaded because as it was kind of like really laggy and janky looking. So I'm speeding it up to make it faster and smoother, but I'm also making like different parts of it a lot slower so that way it'll read. Also, I need it to kind of stay in one spot for like a while, especially like after it's done the click for the start and everything like that. So it's just basically kind of like creating an illusion and manipulation to try and like get it to be exactly as you want it. And it goes for the same thing for the start text flashing animation. So the first color that I put down and the color that's going to be there the longest is the dark purple. Then I'll put in like just very brief snippets of like all the different colors so that way it looks like it's flashing. And I mean, it's looking pretty good at this point in time. I am also going to sit here and animate the beginning of the mouse click because I want it to be kind of like copacetic with everything else. I want it to feel like it's kind of doing like the pop wiggle thing with the rest of my elements. Like I don't want it to just like pop up and be like, oh, suddenly there's like a mouse. And it's not like anybody is going to scrutinize this to that point in time, but I just don't want it to feel a little bit unnatural. So that way, if somebody can't quite pick out why it feels unnatural, like that probably would have been something that, you know, would have drawn their attention to something that I didn't want them to be drawn to. I also did notice that the Tuesday text is flying in as well. I totally forgot that it wasn't just a flat picture, like it wasn't part of the graphic, that it was actually a separate element as well. So what I need to do is I actually need to take like another screen cap of just everything as it is and overlay that, but make sure that it's not blocking any of the like pop wiggle animation that we have. So I move the mouse clicker out of the way because I just need like just a brief second where everything is fine and just like in the same spot and before the animation starts. So that way I can sit here and make it look like the Tuesday was like, you know, like it doesn't do the fly-in thing because I don't want that to be the focus because it's cut off because it's like the window is in the back. So it wouldn't really make sense for like Nintu, I don't know what it is to say. It's not even the whole word for it to be cut off. To Frankenstein this further yet, I'm going to steal a part off of my old intro where the SailorDrew diamond logo starts to fly in because I want it to look like, okay, you hit start and now like everything's loading and we're ready to go. So thank you, past me, for doing this work. I really appreciate it. I'm going to steal it and use it again. But I was experimenting with some like different transitions because I wanted to be a little bit more fancy, but it looked really bad. So I'm just doing the tried and true dissolve. Like when in doubt, dissolve. Now I'm replacing my old one with my new one. So I'm dragging over my fade and dissolve transitions onto the new one to save future me time whenever I'm editing videos. I always put like a little bit of like a picture above my intros and outros just so that way I know how much video to cut off of the front and the back because you hear me talking whenever the intro comes over. So here I'm sitting here kind of testing it out just to see how it looks. It looks great. I really, really like it. I'm also going to sit there and since this is like a lot shorter than my old one, kind of make my dissolve a little bit shorter. Again, if you want to know the differences between the two transitions, check out my video tutorial on how I edit. And we go ahead and save it so that way future me can sit there and reap all the benefits of our work. Here's my old intro with my old branding, and then my new intro. So a lot shorter, a lot tighter. I love it. Even just looking at the comparisons, I mean, it's night and day. I hope this really helped you out. Let me know if you like the new one better than the old one. Also, let me know what tutorials you would like to see, because I'm really trying to help you guys out because I get a lot of questions. But until then, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.